Hey everybody, this is Pop That Corn 14 here representing LSS levels. If I sound a little different, it's because I've been sick lately. I'm still trying to recover from it. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to be tackling Find the Key, which is this level by Dilster. So I just want to check this out, see what it's about. I have actually not played this yet. This is going to be a complete blind experience for me. So anyway, it reads, hey, welcome to Find the Key. It's in the name, you have to find the key to get to the next area. Can you reach the end of the game? I hope you can, and try to get all the Yoshi coins while you're at it. FYI, there are gaps where you can actually walk through, so just make sure you see the tiles for gaps. Also, if the key is destroyed or falls off, reset at checkpoint. And then apparently there was a music bug that happened in this level, which kind of sucks. It started happening with Snapshot 29. Anyway, let's check this out. So the description pretty much just reads the same, but did he add text? Colored text? It looks like that's only part of the level. Okay. Hey, sorry for starting the game right away. Anyway, welcome to Find the Key. It's in the name. You have to find a key so you can get to the next area. Can you reach the end of the game? I hope you can, and try to get all the Yoshi coins. Yeah, it's pretty much what I just read. So anyway, guys, a little bit about what I've been through and kind of just what SMC has been through lately. Of course, I'll try to generalize. I don't want to say too much, especially for SMC, kind of just spoiling about like what's coming up. So for me personally, if I was on vacation for a week, I went to a different country. I've never left the country before. I went to the Dominican Republic. So my sister was getting married down there. I won't get too into it. I just kind of just want to briefly bring up what I've been through. It was really fun, honestly. There are a lot of things that I really like about that place and really don't, but yeah, it just sucks that I had to get sick, you know. I don't think I'd go back there soon, but yeah. And I think it was like a cold I caught at the airport, and I've just been laying in bed mostly the past few days. Has not really been treating me the best, and I don't really often get sick for my age, so it's just, yeah, it's a little annoying to deal with. Oh, I was not paying attention to that. There is a cutoff right. Oh, I can't focus. Cutoff right here, right? Anyway, so I know you guys don't really care too much about what I've been through, but I mean, it's cool to listen to, right? You know what I mean? So Snapshot 30, the current development plans. There is LB finished this one thing that I don't really want to spoil because then it would basically reveal what he's been working on, right? So I saw an interesting comment. Caveman put it on LB's profile, and he's asking like, "Oh, is the next snapshot going to be more gameplay oriented?" So I wasn't sure what he meant by that. He was kind of like, "Oh, well, like, is there going to be a lot of enemies?" Because Snapshot 30 is going to have a lot of different enemy types that hasn't really been seen in a lot of different snapshots. You know, you got like the chucks, the moles, yeah, and then you got like all the different mole variants and chuck variants. So that in itself is a lot, especially because chucks and multi moles, they're not just singular enemy types. You know, there's a lot of different ways you can mix it up. So TFT did spoil one thing about Snapshot 31 that I thought was a little too much. I mean, actually, not really, but it's just kind of like, oh, well, okay. So because he said it, I think I can say it. Just, you know, I mean, of course, it's not saying a lot, but it was talking about like the type of snapshot, right? So Snapshot 31, spoiler alert, you might want to mute real quickly if you don't want to be spoiled. It is going to be another QOL snapshot. I can't say anything else, that's all I'm allowed to say. Oop. I do like the idea behind this level, by the way. Sorry, I know I haven't really been talking much about this level itself. Although, it does feel like it rinses and repeats currently, but I don't know, maybe I have to play this a little more just to find out. Although I think, yeah, okay, because this does have a lot of different themes, which is actually pretty nice. I guess there's a dragon coin for each section. Yeah, anyway, guys, I kind of just want to touch up on things in general, because I know all you guys are really curious about SMC. Like, oh my god, I totally forgot about that video I did that showcased Snapshot 30. Okay, I just want you guys to be clear. I don't really program for SMC. I mean, I have worked on some stuff behind the scenes. Also, why is that? Why do you have it like that? You probably should use the mountain tiling so it's more clear. But yeah, just so things are clear, I don't actually program anything. Programming SMC isn't really the thing I'm interested in. I'm actually more interested in programming for LSS if I ever learn it in the future. I'm actually teaching myself how to program. So, you know, if I ever find myself devoting that kind of time, you know, it could happen. It could happen, but I don't know. It's a lot for me to take in, so I'm kind of just taking it step by step. I don't really want to be overwhelmed by it. So yeah, anyway, talking about that video I made, I was not expecting that video to blow up. I think there might be something coming up on the main LSS. Wait, that kills you? What? Okay, that's not clear. Also, there are a lot of cutoffs. Here, here, here. These are also cutoffs too. I'm not sure. I think TFT and LB wanted to do something on the LSS YouTube, but I don't know exactly what it might be. There is still some stuff left to add, by the way, guys. I hope you guys realize why Snapshot 30 just isn't releasing now. You know, even though it's been a couple of months, you know what I mean? Anyway, that's enough about that. Oh, I gotta hit that. Wait, but if you... Oh my god. Yeah, I was afraid that was gonna happen. So... If you kill all the Koopa shells, you basically have to restart. I'm not sure I like that, I'll be honest. Also, this is room 9, apparently. Okay. Okay, and it does indicate it with... Bro. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, I'm not really a fan of that indication there. I mean, yeah, I mean, technically it was in that block, right? And you can restart. I mean, he did say that, but... I don't know. Maybe you could have like Koopas come out of spawners or something like that. It just feels a bit cheap to have to restart like that, I'll be honest. Because you spend all that, like, think about it. You spend all that time just trying to figure out what to do, right? And then at the end, you just get screwed over like that because you didn't even know. You know what I mean? Not really a fan of that. The design does feel a bit overloaded here. I'll just say that much on my end. You did it, yeah. Sorry, I was trying to process. I was like, wait, what? Winner, winner. Oh, I guess I can go under like that. Okay. Because I know sometimes if you try and go over, it just doesn't work. Okay. This is definitely a pretty good level, but it's, yeah, pretty straightforward. I would say I wish this level had more going for it instead of just taking the key to the end. Like, okay, so let me give an example I'll get in the editor. Okay, so there's this Flash game I grew up with. It's called This Is the Only Level. I've actually tried making a level out of it in Super Mario Contract. I don't know if I still have the level or not. I used to have a bunch on Firefox, but I lost some progress on that. So this is the only level. I'll just kind of show it real quickly. So this is the only level, is old Flash game. It has this, excuse me, you see this structure here, right? So there's like 30 different levels here, and it's basically the same structure for every level, but it's constantly changing based off how you interact with the environment and everything. I think this would have been a great thing to see here in this level, because the problem I have with this level is that a lot of it just feels really straightforward. I mean, I do like the themes you mix up here. I think you tend to focus more on the design and trying to touch up nicely. I mean, there are cutoffs here and there, obviously, but it just feels more to me that you tend to focus more on just having the design and the structure more than trying to touch up on having like interactive gameplay or different unique ideas or whatever. I mean, there are different enemy types depending on where you go, which, you know, I get. I don't really like this section because, you know, there's the key here, and it's just not fair to have to restart if you don't even know that you have to hit this one specifically, especially if you kill all the enemies, because usually that's how I focus when I play levels. I just kill on instinct for enemies, right? I do like how it mixes it up with the horizontal sections and all that. I think this level could have done more with that, even with the vertical sections, especially because you have like the tower and the castle. I guess this is supposed to be like the intermission, like the midway point, and then this was kind of meant to be the end. I get that. I guess that makes sense. I just don't think this level had a lot of substance all around in terms of what it wanted to explore upon. I just think there was a lot of different ways you can mix up the keys instead of just doing blocks and all that. I think maybe you could have riddles where you mix it up and try to hide it in hidden blocks, and then you kind of go from there and you try to make the player interact more with the environment, because what I'm seeing here, it doesn't really feel like they're interacting too much with the environment. The environment is there just to look nice and all that, which I'll give it credit, it does look nice for what it's due, but honestly I just think there's a lot of different elements. Like, this is the only level I brought that up as an example. I think if it had a similar principle to that, I think this level could have succeeded so much better with its ideas it wanted to incorporate. So with that, I find myself giving this a 3.5 out of 5. It's still a good level, I think, but I just think it's really straightforward. I just think it's rinse and repeat essentially for everything you try and do. I just think there's a lot of different ways you could explore upon this idea, and I just think there's more ways you can have the player interact with the key instead of just doing blocks every time. Regardless, though, this still is not a bad level by any means, Dillster, and I'm glad you made this for all of us to play. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and I hope you guys have a good one wherever you might be. Have a good one, guys. See ya.